It's fascinating how the moral panic works because they step through this odd line of logic that, oh, just because, say, in fiction, you have, you know, depictions of women that are unrealistic, it'll make women depressed, and when it makes women depressed, they commit unalive, they commit, Minecraft oof. Because, the term you're not allowed to say on YouTube, because, again, you know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. YouTube knows what I'm talking about, but for some reason you just can't say the word. So you see here that French IGN FRA, so IGN France editor in chief, melting down, saying Stellar Blade is literally killing women. And it's like, okay, so if you use this leap of logic, that's idiotic in nature, childish, unintelligent in nature, you know, infantilizes women. Like, I guess you can reach that conclusion, right? But it's a dumb conclusion. And it's like you have South Korean developers being like, but human beings have the ability to differentiate between fiction and reality at like age 3. Like I think when you become a 3-year-old, like this is the skill tree that you invest in, the ability to differentiate between fact and fiction. But you have people who are going on this moral crusade against, entertainment from the East. But they're 100% fine with entertainment from the West, right? They're 100% fine with games being from the West being 70 fucking dollars, milking you of every ounce of your cash, having bland stories because they all go through the same, what, 2 or 3 consultancy companies that make changes that are outside the hands of the developers. The people who are eventually going to get laid off when the product fails. Games costing 300 million to make. When it comes to these types of games, IGN, Kotaku, like the mainstream media, just silence from them. But when it comes to a game like Stellar Blade, which God forbid shows an actual attractive female character in an immature game, by the way, then they flip shit. Like, then they go on this tirade and they demand the others that align with their moral crusade goes against the game, right? Again, against a game that's not made in the West. Because it's surprising how legitimately racist these people become when it comes to entertainment from, say, like Japan, so like anime, manga, or games and movies from South Korea or China. And again, I'm referring to their watered down version of racism, but if you look on Twitter, you see legitimate, like, people being straight up racist against these people, straight up I guess it would be misandrous against men, you know, straight up racist against white people. These things are out there. Like, these things exist. But again, if you have this woke crusade that you believe you need to go on against pixels on the screen, you shut your brain off to that and only look at Stellar Blade, which I believe is going to be game of the year. I believe, like, not a single person who's actually played the game, who is not a media outlet, hates the game, right? You look at, Moist Critical, Asmongold, I watch a guy named Dartigan who does gaming sense. Like, not a single, like, YouTuber who's actually plays the game and has tens of thousands of people watching. Not a single one of them hate the game. It's effectively just horny Dark Souls, right? Which is fine. I don't see why that's an issue. You look, there's entertainment for adolescent men, and there's entertainment for women. I think both of these things should exist. But again, if you believe in this moral crusade, but you're not allowed to say it, like you believe the male gaze is evil and needs to be, and everything needs to change to divert from the male gaze. But unfortunately, the male gaze is probably one of the most powerful driving market forces. Like, if you want to make money, right? If you want to become a millionaire by tomorrow, you make a game that caters to the male gaze. And nowadays, it hasn't been easier than it is nowadays. Like, it has never once been so easy to just make a product that the people will like. You know, we see examples of these just coming out the fucking ether. I think the term is AA games like Helldivers and Pal World and, you know, Coffin of Ashley and Lele. Hell, fucking Nikkei. You know, games like that. And you ever find it odd that they go after games that are popular? Like, when games become popular, right? You have the moral crusaders of today go after it. Like for Helldivers, you have people demanding LGBT representation despite the game taking place in a fictional, futuristic setting. Like, why would we even use the same symbolism? It's like, why does it matter what you like to fuck in a galaxy where the bugs are going to fucking eat your ass out, or the fucking automatons are going to spread mecha communism to you? Why do we care? Or, you know, you know, you have them going after Pal World, which is like, oh, well, it's just Pokemon with guns, and it's like, well, yeah. Why is that a problem? Oh, they go after the coffin of Ashley and Lele. Try to dox the woman, but from what I heard, she was actually smart about it. She threw it off to a publisher that's actually going to add content to the game. A publisher being her friend. But the fact that they have to do this, like they have to go on these moral crusades against, again, games that the market, people buy. Again, these games that made millions of dollars. So the market clearly wants these games. But you have the moral crusaders like IG in France, editor-in-chief, freaking the fuck out. Like, what is your malfunction? Like, do you not want people to actually like these things? No, they want people to like the bear sex in Baldur's Gate 3. Or like, you know, The Last of Us 2, when a fucking Neil Druckmann fucking add-in was fucking bear humping the what's her fuck Abby. Just no foreplay, nothing, just absolutely railing into her. And it's like, you know, if I was to do this with your fucking mother, I'd hurt her. Right, this is what the journalist wants. Like, this is what they want to, the type of stuff they like. And it's fine. It's fine if you like this shit. It's fine if you like, you know, the homoeroticism that's in Baldur's Gate. Or like the furry shit. Like, whatever. But then it's these types of people that go against games like Stellar Blade. They go against the things that they're not into. Because they need like, being an American, and this makes me cringe, these people, they need a moral crusade against something. Or they go schizophrenic, right? Like, they need to channel this rage and this hatred and these daddy issues towards somebody. Otherwise, they just cave in and fucking implode. Yeah, and it's like, you have people like IG in France, where it's just, I guess they're just chasing the next moral panic, the next moral crusade, right? Can I enlarge this? I'm taking a fucking risk going on Twitter. Brother, I can't read all that. I have old man eyes. The answer is yes, no problem. Go tell that to the women who are hit, killed, degraded. Wait, hold on. Now I have to read this. Now I'm interested. Yeet. Brother, I can't read any of that goofy shit. The answer is yes, no problem. Go tell that to the women who are hit, killed, degraded, or who commit unalive. See, you're not supposed to say this on YouTube because they cannot live up to the fictional standards expected by men. So, wait a minute. Who commit unalive because they cannot live up to the fictional standards expected by men. So you're telling me, at a time where I played fucking Dawn of War Dark Crusade in class, right? Or played fucking Time Shift. Or played like, what's the game that had, you know, where the polygons looked hot? Tomb Raider? I think Overlord had some of that, so I was playing Overlord, right? But because I was playing a video game, I just have a tsunami of pussy coming towards me, but I'm like, nope, you don't look like any of the mistresses in Overlord, so therefore, I just simply cannot date you. It is something I simply cannot do, right? It's not like playing games made you radioactive to pussy. Because, you know, again, the idea, at least when I was growing up, was, why are you playing video games? Why can't you grow the fuck up and watch football like you know, what real men do, or like Cars? No, I was just drowning in pussy, but I was like, be gone, harlots! You're not built like Lara Croft, you're not built like Bayonetta, therefore I shall not partake. Good day, madams. Like, this is that argument. This is what he's saying. The problem is not the sexy design itself, except that it sucks compared to others. What? According to who? You, motherfucker? But hey, that doesn't matter. Apparently it does. You pointed it out. But the percentage of males who will only want this type of fictional body in reality, obviously we understand that this does not shock people who think. Okay, what? Huh? So again, he's using that argument that, oh, because you're not built like Alex Straza in human form from, what is it, World of Warcraft? Because you're not built like fucking Tracer from Overwatch. It's like, sorry, harlot. I simply cannot partake of your body. Be gone. Is this the argument he's using? That women are objects who must obey and be beaten? What the fuck? This design makes us sigh and roll our eyes, and we laugh at anyone who needs it. Men or women, but that's it. The certainly clashing remarks in the text, which target the entire creative process. Okay, the translation is probably off, but again, he's parodying the same Anita Sarkeesian tropes that are proven factually incorrect. Look, I guess I have this like third eye ability to you know, keep what I want in fiction and what I want in reality two separate entities. Like, I guess my mind's in like the ninth dimension here with doing this, because I guess the homie assumes everyone is like mentally ill and incapable of doing this. Or at least maybe because he thinks this, he imposes this on everybody else. You know, again, on grown-ass adults who have to actually work for a living, who can't just go clickety-clack on the computer to spread his fucking daddy issues on everyone else. You know, like it's such an interesting because you don't need to go on this tirade. Like some people just believe this just for the grift, but man's throwing hands at ghosts, and I don't really understand what the idea is. You good, Lucy? Even Lucy's fucking flabbergasted at this shit. Like, his man's fucking going hog wild on nobody. Not necessarily a specific designer or game director. This is obvious to anyone who knows a little French. Only has this impact because a good portion of gamers have become too fragile due to being fed the patriarchy. Those writers are completely insane. No, brother, you're insane. You're the one having this fucking schizophrenic rant over just a game that is popular that people want to play. Again, it's just so frustrating how, again, it's games that are popular, people want to play, that they flip this shit out. Like, I guess it's Shift Up Studios who made Nike Goddess of Victory, who made this game. And I guess they didn't hire the consultants, they didn't pay the protection money that you have to pay to American fucking leeches. Because I swear to God, if they would have paid that, no, like they would be praising this game. I mean, if they would have added the censorship that these people wanted, they'd be all out praising the damn game. Get the fuck off of this. Those people are truly beyond help. Is the gaming journalist titles these days just like a public toilet to anyone that anyone wants that can use it? French derogatory. Looking at the comments. From the Wizard game is killing trans people to Booty game is literally killing women. Yeah, exactly. This is the goofy line of law. Again, they don't actually consult gamers. They have their own, like, echo chambers. They have their own connections. And I even talked to people that I used to go to college with, right? Who, left leaning. They were believed in Black Lives. Now they were in an NAACP, right? Who believe these things. I'm like, do you actually believe these things? And again, these are people who've, again, they have, one of them has a business of his own and is actually like, yeah, this Bidenomics is kind of fucking me. A couple of them, again, have to work for a living. And they're like, after a while, you just don't even think about it. You just say the correct thing in public. And I mean, I understand why. Like, you're not in public, you're not at a job to try to change the political atmosphere. You're in a job to get paid. You're at college to learn, not to have this, I guess, like moral crusade or go against these things. So again, people just say these things, they parrot these things, they don't think about it. Eventually they start to believe it. And it's just normal everyday people. But then you have people like who with this line of logic, the people who use just everyday people as like the foot soldiers. Imagine literally shaking and crying because some character has more boobs than your wife. Again, you go outside and you see women with D-side breasts. Like they tell you to touch grass. Like, have you touched grass? There are women that look like the Stellar Blade character, right? There's women that look like that in real life. There's women with D-sized breasts. Like, do you literally shake and cry because reality doesn't reflect what you want reality to reflect? LMFL, mental illness at its finest, absolutely. Yeah, they want to have you believe that all of this is just normal, like that this isn't a fringe minority of people. Like, they want you to believe that, this is the normal thing, And the people literally in the comments shitting on them are just some fringe, radical fucking chuds from. No, it's the other way around, right? The market just wants a fucking video game. And Shift Up, yet again, provided a good game, provided good entertainment. And the IGN doesn't like that, apparently. Which is odd. I mean, again, you think they talk about, you know, indie games. Indie games, if they want, to spring some people up. Lucy's eating her food now. But no, they don't do that. They talk about a game that is popular, that the market wants, and they cannot help but to shit on it. Like, I think IGN at this point is just a click farm. Like, all of the journalists that played Stellar Blade just gave it 7s out of spite. But you're going to see the market just absolutely love the game. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Peace.